Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be setting up our faith planners for the month of November. And I've got these Tombow brush pens ready to go, as well as these sticker books which I'll pull from. Okay, so this month I decided that I wanted to use the Dream Seeker sticker book Feathers for my theme for the month. So I kind of went into that. I wanted a little bit more of the fall feels in this book as well, so I'm bringing in the copper and a few of the leaves from this seasonal fall sticker book and just kind of combining those two things together and see how that comes out. I've used a lot of the decor stickers from the Dream Seeker sticker book that I had previously, and then it went on clearance, I want to say maybe last spring or in the spring, and I picked up another book. Well, that was kind of nice, so I have a bunch of new decor that I can use for spreads. I really like the decor in this book. Some of the other stickers that are more quote based aren't really my thing, but I really like the copper colors and the feels of this book. So I'm just going to figure out what I have left from this book and organize it a little bit here on camera just so I can keep straight what I have available to me and then use that to start building out the different spreads. So I've done that, and now I'm just looking through the newer book and looking at the pages that I have with the feathers. So that will be the main theme here in my faith planner. I did do a spread like this last year, I want to say either for maybe March or April. And so I'm going to kind of do the same thing here, but the layout is completely different this year. Last year I did it in a monthly, and this time it is in my quad. The other one was like the monthly tasks layout. So here I looked back at that and saw what I did from last year, and there was a few stickers with the feathers that fit with a faith theme, which is that joy sticker, and then there's a love sticker in there that I thought I could use as well as just the feathers. But honestly, there wasn't a ton of other things I thought I could bring in, and there wasn't a lot of other copper stuff. So that's kind of what led me to pull out that seasonal fall sticker book and bring in a little bit more of the copper feels and the fall themes as well. So I'm just getting started here, trying to figure out how I want to lay out just the monthly spread. This one takes me the longest. I just, needed to work out how the feathers and the leaves and the quotes were all going to play together nicely and in what color schemes. A little bit not loving that blue with the rest of this copper color feels, so we might have to make some adjustments and do some change outs there. Just maybe bringing in a few floral elements, and I'm also looking again through that seasonal book to see if there's any other copper pieces that I thought would fit in here but not be too overwhelming. This time of year I just always gravitate towards that copper foiling in my sticker books. It just feels right for autumn versus other times of the year. It just feels kind of wrong in other seasons. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Tell me in the comments below if you have certain seasons connected to different like colors or just feels of your spread. Definitely copper is one of those things that I just don't feel like works in any other season other than fall for some reason. And silver, is definitely more of a winter metal, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Gold kind of is all year round, but I don't know, some of the other foiling, it really does have a feel to me, and I always gravitate towards certain colors during a specific time of the year. So just kind of making a little cluster down here, both in those empty boxes on the right hand side and then a little cluster here at the beginning of the title. And I think I'm going to abandon this joy sticker here. Just the blue wasn't working for me, even though the joy is perfect for faith. It just was not clicking with the rest of the stickers I wanted to pull in. So we'll save that for another time and just kind of rework that corner here in a minute. Just looking for what else I might be able to use up here to bring in more of that color and the florals and the feathers all together. I have penciled in the theme for the month already, so you'll see me actually pen in at least the title once I get all the stickers kind of situated. This month's theme is a gratitude challenge that I got on Pinterest, and I am doing, it's like a reading through Colossians, and then you need to follow along. There's some prompts when you read the blog that I'll link below in the description, options of what you can do for that gratitude challenge. If you want to write the word, or you can actually write in gratitudes, or there's some different options. So it depends on how much time you have and what you want to do. But I thought it would be great for November, being as, you know, Thanksgiving here, and just a good time to kind of reflect and see things to be grateful for in your life, especially right before the holidays really hit. And like I said, this part takes me a little while, so I just wanted to make everything feel nice and cohesive here, and the scaling was a bit of a challenge for me because I have a lot of big stickers in the copper and then not that much space for those, so I needed to kind of layer things and use some of the smaller elements where I could. It just takes me a little bit to kind of figure out what I want this to look like, so bear with me as I work it out. I have some like half pieces and cut off feather pieces that I used the big floral clusters in another spread and didn't want to bring in the feather elements. So that's what you're seeing, those little feather extras. Those came from a different spread that I didn't use those trimmings and wanted a cleaner floral look. They come in handy here since we're doing more of a feather focused look and the florals are kind of secondary. So that's why I'm going to bring them in where I can so that they, you know, just kind of fill out that feather theme. And you'll see as we go through, I'll be pulling in some verses related to wings and flying on eagle's wings and shelter and all that good stuff, all faith-based, and kind of tie it all together. Okay, so I've laid down the first cluster and I'm just going to go ahead and trim out that. And of course, if I can reuse any trim pieces, I will. I also had written a challenge into where the sticker is going to go, so I just erased that, and I will find a new way to add that in once I lay in the stickers. Just trimming off the edges. I'm also going to white out the boxes down here below the month that are not dated, so I can put in a nice clean decor and have a nice clean background. So I'm going to go ahead and pen in gratitude using my Tombow markers, and I did pencil it in before, so that's why it turned out good. It really depends on the day too. I noticed that my hands, they get worse the more I try to do, which you'll kind of see as we go on, because I'm going to be doing some more lettering. The first ones were much better and cleaner than the last ones, but you know, hey, it's just me looking at it, and you guys, but you guys are always so gracious, so. And I'm going to go ahead and move over that big cluster now. Just wanted to fix the alignment there a little bit. One thing is I want to have a white background behind the word love, so I'm going to white out a lot of the text and things behind it. That says Thanksgiving Day. I'm pretty sure I won't forget what day that was, so we should be good. And there's a little bit of a bubble, so I wanted to fix that. I had to pick that up a little bit so that it wouldn't have a wrinkle in the sticker. And now I am trimming it out and just cleaning up those edges. Most of it is just extra clear sticker. I just kind of laid it as close as I could to the bottom. And I erased all the pencil marks, and we're ready to move on to the spreads. So like I said, on this guy, I don't really have a lot of quote stickers, especially ones with scripture, and I do like to theme out my spreads. So I've handwritten in, again in pencil, a couple of verses pertaining to wings and feathers, so I thought that that would be a good way to tie this theme together in a spiritual way. And so I'm going to go ahead and make some clusters for that this week area on all 4 weeks of the month. I do this pretty much every time. I set it up on one spread, just kind of use that as the guide, and then lay it down on the individual spreads as I go through. I have written the quotes in different ways, so some of them are kind of bunched up in the corner, and some are in the center, and some are extra long, so I'm trying to think about that as I go, just to save me the trouble of making a lot of adjustments once I move over these clusters to their respective spreads. But we'll see. There might be some adjustment needed as I go through. Like I said, I'm just making clusters related to that this week box. I don't think I'm going to do much more than that, since I am going to be adding lettering in. The whole week is me lettering and stuff, so it's nice to have a little bit of extra room. And again, trying to bring in those copper foil elements on each spread. Again, I like everything to feel like it's part of one big theme, so I want to have a little bit of copper with everything, a little bit of the fall feels on each one. I want to have some floral clusters, and of course feathers as a main decor piece on each little vignette of stuff for each spread. So that's what I'm thinking of, and I just kind of am flipping back and forth between my books and making sure I have enough to do all 4 weeks and accomplish that with the different stickers. The first one's a little easier since I have the quote there penciled in, so I can see how I'm working around it. I was going to do each spread individually with the stickers, but it just, I think, would have taken too long to set it up each time. So we'll just work with this and, like I said, make adjustments as needed. So while I'm doing that, I'll just talk about some ideas I have for 2022, you guys, my faith planner. I'm doing some research on, just different styles of faith planning, and I'm thinking about maybe doing a bullet journal faith planner next year in my Happy Planner. So it would be a classic size, just on dot grid paper, but all Bujo. I don't know. It sounds a little bit scary for me since I've never done any bullet journaling, especially consistently. I've done a couple spreads here and there, but it's not something I'm well versed in. So I'm interested in it though because of its flexibility. I think it could be really cool. I want to do some different things with not just lettering, but maybe doing a devotional here and there, or maybe some different things I want to track and kind of making it all look cohesive each month. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. If that sounds good to you guys, if you are interested in my faith journey and you want to see that, let me know in the comments below, or give me some tips on maybe what you're doing next year. So I'm gone ahead and lettered in the verse that I have there, and I used my Tombow marker, but this time I just did the monoline. I wasn't going to try to brush letter with those big thick tips. That would have been a hot mess, but I did want to add in the color. This one is a little bit brighter than I really wanted. It's the right color scheme, but just a little bit bright. But the other ones are, I think, a really good fit for the color scheme as we go through. But this one in particular, I wish I had a little bit more muted yellow to work with. But alas, this was the only one I had. I did just pick up a bunch of new Tombow brush pens. I got a new set. I think it's like the Desert something is the name of the palette. And I got it for 11 bucks at Blick Art Materials. So if you've never been there, sometimes you can find some really good deals there. It was a hot buy. I got it last Friday. I almost wish I would have gotten another pack too, but there was too many repeats for me to get more. I thought I just felt like one was enough. But anyway, yeah, look out for some deals. I am an affiliate of Blick, so if you guys have one in your neighborhood, do check them out. They do have some pretty good deals every once in a while, and I was really excited to see those Tombow markers on sale for the cheap. I got 10 markers for like 11 bucks. And okay, so we've moved on to the second spread, and this one I'm just kind of seeing what I have in my little clusters that I've created and what might fit around the quote I have penciled in. And I think this one here at the top is going to work. So I'm just going to lightly erase the pencil marks and then retrace them using, again, the kind of felt tip portion of the Tombow dual tip pens. This one is in almost like a neutral tan color. And like I said, the handwriting gets a little bit worse as we get towards the ends of the spread. So this one was okay. And then, yeah, they just start to get a little bit sloppy. But I still think they turned out cute. And I'll be doing lettering all week, so it'll just blend right in. And here I'm laying in some feathers and a leaf, and again just trying to get that theme of the feathers and things coming down, making that consistency on each spread. And yeah, so now that I have the actual quote in there, I am making adjustments, adding in new embellishments where they fit, and just kind of customizing each one as we go. So this guy, I didn't really have a good setup originally for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip these two around and then try to make it work with the stickers I pulled for this section and see if I can kind of fit it all in there. And I think I can get this to work. I'm going to go ahead and lay down this big floral cluster here at the top, and then just add in this leaf covering the scripture. I'm going to go ahead and do some trimming here. And then again, erase the pencil marks that I have there and pin it in with the felt tip side of this green marker. And this lettering is just my standard monoline lettering I've been working on for the last 2 years. It depends on how I'm feeling each day, how clean it is, but overall, it's a pretty good, I think, style. It's definitely what I had wanted from my monoline lettering when I started. It's kind of something kind of fun and cute and varying heights, very bouncy. So I think I've accomplished that. And here on the last one, I had two kind of simple clusters ready to go. However, don't think I'm going to be able to fit them both in how I intended. So I'm going to make an adjustment to the actual verse, I think, and shift things down a bit. And maybe that will allow me to have both the feather in there in the middle and then the cluster at the top. So let me put that in first. And yeah, things got a little a little tight there at the end. But like I said, I'm going to push things down a little bit to give me some room. So here I'm actually trying to draw the same thing but a line lower. And when I do that, I always mess up. So I messed up there. It should say us and it says yes. So I'll fix that with my white Jelly Roll pen that I use for whiting out the lines as well. So I've cleaned up all the pencil marks and I will go in and add in those last stickers. See if there's anything else I can fit in here, kind of tie everything together. And I think adding in just this nice copper leaf will help tie everything to that fall feel. And maybe one more just for balance. I'm going to go ahead and add in a bit more of the copper and just try to fill out the rest of these other spreads. Just use up all the trimmings. Adding in little pieces here and there. Again, more of those feathers. Maybe one more here. And once I'm done with that, friends, we will be done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.